Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. So things happen in Nigeria that doesn't come quickly to the radar of the public. Don't forget that fairly recently, when the discovery of gold in Zamfara, they've been mining it, and the likes of the South governors were insisting that if there's going to be total control of resources in some part of the country, then by all means, Niger Delta should also have full control also of their resources. A lot of things will transpire, but as we speak, there's a fracas going on, and this has to do with mineral resources discovered. In fact, it is actually between the Chinese expatriate that has caused life serious fracas between Chinese expatriates and the northerners in the southwest over mineral resources. Is a very serious issue. But before going to the news to find out what transpired, what happened, and the resources they use actually to combat this fight, like it, subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you'll see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, there's a mining site in Osun, and two persons have been killed during a fracas between the Hausa miners and the Chinese expatriate at a mining site in Osun State. The two sides were said to be fighting over a mining site in Idoko village, Obokun local government of Osun State, as in Southwest. They are fighting over resources in Southwest. Let's continue. Those killed are Kwon Zhang, a Chinese expatriate, and one Hausa miner, Abdullahid Musa. Also, one Chinese expatriate was beaten to a coma during the fracas, while another Hausa man reportedly sustained bullet wound. It was gathered that the fracas broke when a team of Chinese miners stormed the mining site at Idoko village with civil defense corps and some policemen to stop the Hausa men from mining on the site. Now, listen to this part of the news. Sources said that the Chinese expatriates claimed that the site was licensed to them by the federal government and Osun state government, which is they are backed up by law. Continue. But the Hausa miners refused to leave the site, claiming that they have been on that site for a long time, which means the longer they stay is now a right for them. Meaning, the longer they stay in any place, it becomes theirs by virtue of naturalization, not because they deserve to be there, but because they've been there for a long time. It becomes theirs. Have you seen mentality? Let's continue. The argument, however, led to fracas where two were killed and two injured. It was gathered that the injured victims have been receiving treatment at Wesley Guard Hospital, Ilesha, while the two corpses were also deposited at the same hospital. Sources revealed that security operatives have been deployed to the site. The police public relations officer, Osun State Command, SP Yemisi Opalola, confirmed the incident. The said policemen have been deployed to the site to restore peace and prevent further breakdown of law and order. This issue of people coming into a place and insisting on ownership mentality is very wrong. This is how some of them entered. They are actually by naturalization. In fact, originally they're not from that place or they're not from that community, but all this, please let me stay here a little small. Let me stay a little. I don't have a place. Let me stay. They stay there. They begin to procreate, and after a while, they begin to lay claim that their forefathers in 1945 or in 1901 were there. In fact, they're the owners of that land. Now they will not start laying siege, laying claim on indigenous land that originally does not belong to them. You can just imagine, based on what we have heard, the only excuse the Hausa miners had was that because we've been there for long. For that reason, why should they tell us to leave? Now, the owners of the land are saying, okay, this foreign expert to the Chinese, they have been given license, they have paid something, we are collecting some sort of tax from them, tax and all that. They've been licensed now to mine. Go ahead and mine. In fact, I'm even surprised that Chinese expatriates are mining our resources. Don't we have people who can mine it ourselves? If they are mining, are you sure they're not even taking it to China like that? Anyway, since they have license, I guess they've done all their logistics to warrant it. But the fact that the Hausas that in Osun State are insisting because they've been there for long, they will not leave. Have you seen even the mentality of it is my own, I deserve it, or it's even reflected even in lands that are not theirs, resources that are not originally in their own land, and they are now laying claim simply because they've been there for long. It's a very serious matter. We should begin to get worried over this mentality. It's a bad mentality. Because if all of us begin to have that same mentality, Nigeria will not to go in flames. It will not go well in this country. It's not fair. It's not right. That the state or the state governors or the state government cannot lay claim and begin to enjoy the dividend of the resources being in their land. Can the same be said in the northern part? Why are we like this? Let's feel the pulse of Nigerians over this matter. This one here is saying, imagine Chinese and Hausa fighting in Osun. In Osun mining site. So where are the real indigenous? I don't understand too, my brother. That's exactly what we are saying here. This one here is saying, we are in Lagos suffering to make ends meet when we have a state governor who is expected to fight our case for us at the national level, but choose to have his own share of the cake. But when we are ready to affirm our right, the Niger Delta case will be a child's play. I will not say more than that. Okay, you have decided to go to Lagos to make ends meet. Those who know what you have in your hometown in Osun State have decided to leave their villages to come to your hometown to make use of the resources you have refused to make use of. It's just common sense. Let's continue. This one here says, my brother, when the leaders of the indigenous sold their natural habitats to visitors and use it to build mansions for themselves, what then do you expect? Okay. Our leaders have failed us. FGSG government sold it to Chinese men. It's a terrible thing, my brother. Okay. This one here is saying, this is happening in Nigeria today, where there's no security for life and property of citizens. No Nigerian can do what these Chinese are doing in Nigeria, in China. But let's be truthful. You heard what the Chinese said, that they've been given license. If they have been given license, that means the government have certified them okay to work. Is it they did not come there to steal it? Based on what they said they've been given license to work. In this kind of thing, you hold your leaders responsible, not the Chinese. They did not come from China and come in and steal anything. They were given license to do it. And that's why when the indigenous could not even find what was theirs, the locals could not find. So the Hausa men who know the value of what they are mining decided that they will be here for long, will not allow you to mine it. Let's also enjoy our own and take it. Just imagine how we reason in this country. It is well with us. This one here is saying, Zamfara experience of banditry and mass killing will begin soon in Osun and most Yoruba states where Hausa have been allowed dominance in illegal mining. Watch out. Okay. Oh, that means even the indigenous know about this issue of illegal mining. They move from the north, come down to wherever there's ores and minerals, and they mine. And the indigenous, instead of sitting back and learning the processes and see how they can get license to mine them and also make monies out of them, get license to do the needful legally, they are migrating to Lagos for the greener pastures and suffering and selling going, selling all the sellables to be able to live, make ends meet, while as those who know the value of what they have in their land are enjoying it. Let's continue. This one here says, Hausas are parasites everywhere. I won't take that. This one here is saying, can you imagine Chinese coming to Africa, Nigeria in particular, to deny Nigerians right to mine in their father's land? Can such a thing happen in China? I guess your answer is hell no. Nigerians should have killed. Okay, no. Chinese want to take over Africa at all costs. We should resist them. Resist what? Let's be real to ourselves. Did they come in by default? Your government gave them, like, you didn't hear what they said? Did they come to? They said they gave them license. Look, let's call a spade a spade. You can't just begin to harass Chinese all up and down in the country. Did they just enter? If you check, they have license. If they have license, then they are backed up by law. Hold your leaders responsible. This one here is saying, Hausa and Chinese contesting an entitlement in Omoluabi, Oduduwa's heritage, while the bona fide Yoruba children that studied mining and engineering are roaming the streets of the world unemployed. Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ o, ẹ̀yin Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn. Ṣé ẹ̀yin ti lẹ̀ àwọn Hausa, ẹ̀yin ti jẹ́ kí àwọn Hausa lọ tán àbí? Okay o. This one here is saying, you na book, you know one suffer. This well. This one here say, Hausa and Chinese fighting for a resource in Pain State, and and the locals are sleeping. They stand up and drill all of them out of that site. Now wow. This one is Chinese and Hausa fighting for what does not belong to them. Southwest is in big trouble. I did tell you. See, we need to begin to look inwards into what will belong to us and begin to have what we call ownership mentality over that which is golden to us, that which is a resource to us. Because if we don't, outsiders will teach us, and they will even employ us and enslave us in our land. Well, that's what we're going to wrap it up. What's your take on the Hausa Chinese saga happening in Osun State? Mine is